Today's an exciting day for the guppy because today is the day we wake her from her winter's nap. I call it dehibernizing, you may call it de-winterizing, but this outcome is going to be the same. We're going to undo all the things I did when I got it ready for winter. And I have to say, I live in Texas and winter usually falls on a Wednesday. So we take a somewhat more mild approach to winter here. At least that's what I've learned the 2 winters that have come before this. So we're going to go through some systems. We're going to clean out the plumbing, get it ready. We're going to get the electrical ready. We're going to get the safety systems ready. Then we're going to go inside and make sure everything in the house is set up. That's pretty much the whole winterization process. And there's a great overview of this in the manual for the Panoramic, but I'm going to show you my steps to see if this is something to be helpful for you. So let's get started. We're going to start with the plumbing. The reason I start with the plumbing is because it's the one that we do the most work with in getting the Panoramic ready for winter. And everything happens back here. The first thing you want to do is back here where your water tank is, make sure that the valve here, the freshwater tank valve, points perpendicularly out here. This would be open, this would be closed, just like this. Then make sure your water heater is still in the winterizing positions. That means the yellow valve is open and the system valve is pointing out. Then you take your fresh water hose and make sure you have your pressure reducer on it. The reason we use a pressure reducer is the same reason you use a surge protector on electric. A house has 45 to 60 pounds per square inch of water pressure coming out of it, but you never know what you'll find in a campground. So you want to just make it a best practice to always use a pressure reducer. You take the pressure reducer, connect it here to your source of water, and the other end you connect to the guppy or whatever you call your Panoramic. Then it's time to flush the antifreeze. You start with the sink first. Turn it on cold and turn it on, and you wait for that water, that pink to come out. Yeah, it's going to spit some, but it'll go clear. Just like that. Mission accomplished. Then the shower. Make sure you have it on cold, turn it on, and flush it until you're sure all the antifreeze has come out of the water. Then the potty. Open her up, let her rip. Then comes the outside shower. Open it up, pull it out, turn on the cold. Remember, we're just doing the cold side first. All right, we're halfway there. Now we got to do the hot side. So we'll come back down to the sink. We'll put it over here to the hot side, turn it on, and let her rip. Back in the shower, we come back and turn that knob all the way around to the hot side. We want to flush just the hot side now. Turn it on, and out it comes. Then our last stop is here at the hot tap for the outside shower. Turn it on, let her clean her out. Looks clear to me. You know, I made a mistake, and anybody who owns a Panoramic is looking at it right now. It's in this picture. Can you see it? Yeah. I walked off and left this door open. Don't do that. This is a beautifully designed vehicle, except for this door. Because if the wind should for some reason take this and close it, you're going to be without this door. So whenever you're done in here and you're going to go away, make sure you close it so that you keep the door. Now, we've got to go back in here though, because we have to change 2 valves. The first valve is this one here. This is your pump supply valve. You want to turn that so it's in line, so the water is coming out of the tank from the pump right here. Next, we're going to take this one and put it in line. And you hear the water? That's because the water's still connected, and now it's filling up my tank. While your water tank is refilling, you can take that time to come back here. You want to go ahead and close this valve here on your water heater, and then take this one and put it back in line, like it should be under normal use. Now, it's going to take a fair amount of time for that tank to fill. And so I'm going to move on to the next part of the dehybridization. That is activating the electrical system. It's a pretty straightforward process. We're going to open up the panel here where the master breaker is located. And we're going to turn it from off to on. There you go. And that's about that. Now, chances are, like mine, yours has been sleeping all winter, so you're going to want to plug in and charge it. So, and that'll give us a chance to also check out the water pump as well. Okay, now I make it a practice not to mix water and electric. I like to live. So I've already turned it off at the house. The tank is full, so I'm disconnecting my water. Now I'm going to hook up my power. When you hook up power to your Panoramic, or any RV for that matter, always hook it up to the RV before you hook it into the pedestal. Anybody who knows me will tell you that I can be picky about some things. And one of the things I'm super picky about is power. And that's why I bought one of these. This is a surge protector, because just like we use a water pressure reducer on the water going into the Panoramic, because we don't know what the campground's providing, I don't know about their circuitry. And I've had cases where when I plug this in, the circuit has flunked, which would have screwed up the electrical system in my RV. It's worth the money to buy one of these, and you'll be happy the day it trips and it doesn't fry the electric in your RV. You plug it in, just like anything else, and you wait. It's checking the circuit. Bang, green, you're good to go. With our antifreeze cleaned out of the plumbing system and the system plugged into shore power and charging up, it's time for the fun part. It's time to wake up our guppy from her winter's nap. If your system has propane on it like mine does, you need to turn that switch on too. So let's go ahead and check the the pump, and make sure that everything else is cleaned out and the last of the antifreeze is gone from all the faucets. All right, so we've all got a clean bill of health and all that. I can see my batteries are charging. And the last thing to do is check our safety systems and activate the refrigerator. And one more thing that takes the hands of a professional. You learn something every day when you own one of these, because it's such a complex device, right? Well, my Panoramic gets some love and touch every spring before I take it out on the road. For the past 2 springs, I brought it out here to Ferguson Truck Center here in Houston, because I want a commercial mechanic to look at this thing and make sure that it's good to go. So they're going to change the oil, change the filters, check the air filters. They're going to check the electrical. They check the tires. They check my inflations. They check the drivetrain. They do an alignment. They do all of the preventative maintenance that any commercial vehicle would get before it's put into service regularly. Now, the thing I've learned today in talking to JC, the guy who's doing the work on it, is that this is something I really should do in the winter time when I'm putting this thing up for hibernation. Rather than doing it in the spring when I'm waking it up, do it before you tuck it in for the winter. There's another part of our electrical system that requires attention every spring when we're dehibernizing. It's these, our solar panels. Now, these things collected dust all winter, and if we want to get optimal performance out of them all season, it's good to keep them clean. And a good practice for that is just come up here in the spring and give them a hosing off. I give them a little water on there, kind of knock off the big stuff. And then, because I am, as you know, somewhat particular about things, I also come back with my handy dandy solar panel squeegee. Put a little glass cleaner on there and give it a nice little scrub. Not a lot, it's a nice gentle thing. You don't want to scratch these, but you'll be surprised when you clean these off how much better they work and the better performance you get from them. Now, this isn't something you have to be real anal about all season, but you think about it, these have been sitting under cover or in a garage all winter, and the last thing you want is dirty solar panels and missing out on soaking up some of that sun on top of your Panoramic. There you go, easy peasy lemon squeezy, all done. We're in a good place, but we want to keep this a safe place. So we're going to check the carbon monoxide detector here under the couch. We're going to press the button. Then we're going to check the smoke detector back here near the bed. And then the last thing we're going to do is activate the refrigerator. Once you turn on your refrigerator, remember to come in and move this blue strap here like this so the door will close completely. All right, so the periodic maintenance is done, the plumbing, the battery, water, blah, 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 yep. Safety, everything's done on my little list that I compiled that fits my needs here on my third spring of getting this thing ready. I've come up with this system because of where I live. I said at the beginning, I'm in Texas where winter is a Wednesday kind of thing. Where you go, it might be a little more rugged for winter. And that's why I recommend that no matter where you are, you start by understanding everything that Philip and his team have put in this manual, because this is the law when it comes to that vehicle. As for us, we're getting ready for our bushwhackings of 2026. We have a lot of fun adventures planned, and we hope that you'll come along and join us.